I'm Laura Bennett. Whether you're a confident kid or maybe even a little bit shy, moving into high school can be a really anxious time. There is more work, there is new teachers, and of course, you're diving into the deep end of adolescence. To help parents prepare a little bit better for the transition, psychologist and parenting expert Collett Smart joins us. Hello.
Hi, Laura.
Now, what is it that kids are really going through at this time when they're moving into high school?
I think we need to remember that change, even for confident kids, any kind of change brings about uncertainty. Even if you're excited for high school, there's always this, with change, there's a sense of loss that happens. And kids can become overwhelmed by the fact that they will be losing some of their friends that they've been in primary school for years. Even if you're in a school where your children have a primary school on the same campus, there's still a whole lot of change that happens. You lose teachers, you lose familiarity, and in primary school, you're the big fish, and suddenly you're not the big fish anymore, you're the little one at the bottom, you're the tadpole. And so those kind of things are overwhelming. And I think it's important to just sometimes remember as parents what it felt like when you were there.
Yeah, so if someone is going into year 7 then, how would you help them as a parent navigate that moment, that change? What would you recommend doing to help them out?
So I think listen a lot. Don't brush off their feelings as silly. Sometimes we can tend to go, well, I coped, and we did, maybe we didn't, but it's important to not brush off how they're feeling. Listen, let them talk through their underlying emotions, let them list their fears, give them downtime to just process, and do things like help them even create memory boxes of their primary school and so on. Just anything that you feel like will help them in that transition phase.
And even from a practical point of view, there's a whole new routine, diary that they've got to work out. What can you do in a practical sense to help them out?
So things like, one of the first things you can do actually is the bus route or the transport route. If they're taking a bus or a train, for many kids, you actually absolutely should be doing that transport route the year before or during the holidays. That just takes the scariness out of that situation. Find out if there's neighbours or people from their old school doing that route. Let them practice that. Help them just get to know, go on pupil-free days so that they can get to know the school and the settings and where everything is. Just try and do as many practical things as you can that will help them just get through those early days.
And if someone watching has a really anxious kid particularly, what do you do in that situation?
I think for all kids, but particularly anxious kids, know that it's going to take quite a few weeks, even a term or two. It can take up to 6 months for some children to actually adjust. So don't be ripping your child out of the high school after the first term, because some of them it's very difficult. And so find out from the school, is there a safe person they can talk to so that your child is then connected with an adult that they can go and say, I'm lost, I'm struggling with my timetable, someone that they know your child may need them. Walk around, show them the big 3, which is the hall, where the toilets are, where the office is.
The essentials.
Yes. And then even on days when they get their timetables, in that first week or two, you might like to go after school so that they can save face, because teenagers don't want to look silly, and walk the timetable route with them. Do some things, again, practically that take the fear out of the everyday, make things more familiar more quickly, and make sure your kids connect with their old friends, and they will slowly develop friendships. Have people over, do as much as you can to start the pattern becoming more comfortable for them.
Yeah, I think I would have liked to have you around when I was during high school, Collett. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Some really practical advice there. Walk through it with your kids, do the bus or train route as the case may be with them as well, and find that buddy, that person they can trust. If you'd like to see more of these segments, find us on Facebook. You can also find the show online as well.